It's fine. Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. We are fine. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Matt and Fiona Show. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, go ahead and
Like, share,
do the drill.
subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell. You'll get notifications, all that fun stuff. And it'll help you. It'll help us. Everybody will be happy because that's what we're looking for. Global happiness.
Okay. There you have it.
That's not the show.
It's not the show.
It's not the show. Although, no, I'm kidding. All right. Today we are going to get into an interesting perspective, maybe. Something that I think has been talked about before. Not by us, but
It's probably been weaved and intertwined into stuff we've talked about.
Yes, the end result will.
Right.
But the starting point will not. Today we're going to talk about using your talents with a story about talents. Like legit, like a Bible story about talents. All right. So we're going to start off this one with a quick overview of the parable of the talents from Matthew 25. So this is Jesus. He had just told the parable and the story of the wise and foolish virgins, and he goes directly into the parable of the talents. And it's about a man who was traveling to a far country. So he called up his servants. And again, I'm paraphrasing. This starts in verse 14, but I'm going to paraphrase through the whole thing. So a man's called away to a far country. So before he leaves, he calls his servants and delivers his goods to them. He gave one 5 talents, another 2 talents, and to another 1, each according to their own ability. And then he went on his journey. The man who received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents.
Right.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
The man who received 2 gained 2 more as well. In the King James, it doesn't go into what he did to do that, but they're alluding to the fact that he did the same, right? He went out and traded with them and generated 2 more. Again, equal level of return, essentially. Right? Excuse me. But the one who received 1 went and dug it in the ground and hid his Lord's money because he was afraid that he would lose it. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came back and settled up with the servants. The one who received 5 came forward, brought his other 5, and said, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents beside them. The Lord said, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you rule over many. Enter into the joy of the Lord. Same story with the man who had received 2 talents. And then when it came to the gentleman who received 1 talent, the man said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. I was afraid, and thus I went and hid your talent in the ground. But I have now returned to you. I dug it up. I returned what you gave me with no increase but also no loss, right?
No loss.
To look on the bright side. But the Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered my seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at the very least, I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to the man who has 10, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. So we've heard that multiple times, right?
Right.
It's a fairly well-known parable in church. The story I heard today, though, was comparing it, which is kind of where I wanted to go with this, was comparing it not only to, essentially what God has given you, but literally taking the word talent, recognizing that back in the day that was a monetary value,
Correct.
a talent. But it's very interesting that they used the word talent for that monetary value because now it's very apropos. God has given everyone talents. What are you doing with them? Right?
Good question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the concept being, if God has given you talents, right? If he's given you skills, you have an opportunity to not only grow those skills,
Right.
increase them, increase the level of talent you have, but also he gave those to you on purpose to do something with them.
Absolutely.
Right? When he talks to the man that was given one talent, he said, you were afraid, you were foolish, you did nothing with what I've given you. Right?
Correct.
The Lord has given each one of us all kinds of things. He's put stuff inside of us. What are we doing with those gifts? What are we doing to not only better our own lives, but better the work of the Lord, the ministry of the Lord, with what he's given us? If we have a talent, and again, I'm not trying to conflate or get confused between the two versions of talent, but if he's given you, in your case, a really good math mind, right?
It's true. Yeah.
That is definitely one of your talents.
Absolutely.
How are you using that to not only help you and increase you, but also God put that inside of you for the work of the kingdom.
Yep. So I'm going to just for a second, you make a very good point because as you're talking, yes, you do.
I'm on a roll today.
Well, as you're talking about all of it, and as actually you were mentioning it before time and we were discussing, one of the things I went to is, what I'm doing in my life now is absolutely nothing that I ever planned for myself.
Right. Yep.
Yet I went to school and got a visual arts degree, and I went to school and I got an education degree, and I went to school and I got a mathematics degree, and I went to school and got a master's degree. I got all these things for myself.
Right.
And there was a bit of a roundabout way that I got to some of those. And now I am using all of those skills that I had, not for what I thought
what I
intended to use them for, but I am using each and every one of those skills in the kingdom in one way, shape, or form. And I do look back on it and think to myself that it's funny because you say I have a math brain and people think I'm crazy, but I do. I love math and I love numbers.
You do great with numbers.
And a lot of people think if you're not a numbers person, many people think that is strange.
No comment.
No comment. Thank you. My children, as we're getting into math and they're learning new topics as we homeschool, I was like, oh, this is so exciting. Oh, man. And they just kind of stare at me. And they're great at math. They do very well at math, but they look
like
at
this.
Yeah. Yes. Like, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, come on. But I get excited about it. And I've been able to use that for our church, for us personally. And it's been a real benefit. And when you look at it, and the other thing about it is I've had to kind of switch my brain and look at it and be like, thank you, God, for putting that inside of me. Because he put it inside of me for a reason, whether I knew it or not. And, you always wonder, well, maybe you don't. But some people might wonder, well, how are you going to use math in the kingdom? Oh, there are plenty of ways, let me tell you. But every single thing, you are his workmanship created in Christ Jesus for good works.
Yeah.
Right? Scripture. And if you were created, in his likeness and image, but for good works and according to his purpose, well, then everything that has every gift, every talent, every skill that has been put in you God has the ability and the capability of using in his kingdom. Now, this goes along with everything, just as that parable says, whether it's money, whether it's actual talents, skills, giftings, everything he put in you, every calling, every purpose he put in you for a reason, but we are the ones that then need to go and activate it. And in that scripture, what you will notice is the two that activated what was given to them were the ones that got good and faithful servant. The one who took what was given to him and did nothing with it.
Did nothing with that gifting.
Did nothing with it.
Yep.
It was stripped from him and it did not end well.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is you have gifts inside of you. You have talents inside of you. You have skills on so many levels, whether you realize it or not. And if you're not sure what they are, cry out to God and be like, all right, Lord, what did you give me that I can use? But the whole point of that is whatever God has given you financially, whatever he's given you in skills and talents and time, he's given it to you as a gift to first and foremost be used for him. You were created for him, not for yourself. And, the great thing about it is he has the use of you first, but he's also given enough inside of you that whatever your talents and skills are needed for yourself, you have that ability to, advance your life as well within the constraints of his will for your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's something to as you were talking, I was thinking about one of the things that you say all the time as far as designed on purpose with a purpose.
Right. For a purpose.
For a purpose. My apologies.
Created on purpose for a purpose for such a time as this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put on a shirt for you.
Okay.
But
I would like that actually.
I know.
Okay. Continue. Yeah. Okay.
Coming soon. I haven't ordered it yet. Calm down, people. But we have been created on purpose, right? We have been designed by our Creator. We are perfect in every way, right?
Yes.
How we are made, the gifts and talents we have. It's not by chance.
No.
It's not, you don't have a math brain, but you were supposed to have a physics brain, right? Like, that's not a thing. You are perfectly made in God's image.
Well, when it says, his workmanship.
Yes.
Right? That is a handcrafted, individualized, purposed creation, unique, specifically, and thought out and predestined for.
Exactly. So when you have all these things, again, it makes that parable so much heavier.
Yes.
Right? When you correlate the two of you have all these gifts, you have all these talents, you have all of these things to offer. And God created that for you to do. And again, you were created in his likeness, in his image.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
We were created to love and serve him.
Yes.
So if you've got all these things and you're looking at it and going, okay, I'm not sure how to apply that. How do I apply that?
Right.
How do I take this, whatever it is that you have, this gifting that you have, how do you use it? If you don't know, you have an opportunity to seek to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Because what that parable tells us is the first two guys, again, put some action in, put some work in. They took ownership of it,
with it
and said, hey, we were given this.
Right.
You'll notice he didn't tell them what to do.
That's a good point. Correct.
Right? He didn't say, here's 5, here's 2, here's 1.
He didn't spell it out.
I want you to do this, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do that. He said, here you go. Boop, boop, boop. Take it and go. Some of you will get that. Most of you won't. Take it and go.
Okay.
Oh, gosh, that's awesome. If you got it, let me know. We can be in a little group together.
Woo.
You know it because I say it. You don't know where it comes from.
No, it's just you.
All right. But he didn't lay it out, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't give them a 5-step program to double their money.
Right.
Right? Like it was given to them in the order of their abilities. Right? Mm-hmm. So he knew what they could do, what their level was. He didn't give the one who buried it in the ground, he didn't give him 10.
Right.
And said, I know this guy ain't going to do anything. He gave them all an opportunity.
According to their talents and skills.
According to their talents and skills.
Yep.
Again, it's not, it was equal opportunity. Mm-hmm. Right? 2 of them knew that they had an opportunity to do something great.
Right.
And they took that and again, went and doubled their money. When you recognize that God has put things inside of you and has given you gifts and talents and skills, you have an opportunity to, again, level those up and use them for good, right? If I pick on myself for a second, I know you're ready to jump. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
1, 2, go. No.
Okay.
Noah's not here, so he can't tell us that.
Yeah, true.
Don't tell a 6-year-old 2 seconds because they will literally count it out. They
stand there, count it out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Take me, for example. I'm very good with technology.
Right.
But we were talking the other day about the versions of Photoshop that we started with.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Right? I'm a version 3 kid. I think you were also a 3. Mm-hmm. Just at different places. Story for another day. If I had taken that skill set and stopped at version 3, we are 25 years, 24 years since that was a current version.
Right.
Right? So if I took my skill set and used the tech side, the design side, however you want to use it, I'm using the Photoshop example because it's very effective in this case. If I had taken that and again, buried it and stayed current on version 3.
Right.
Awesome. Great. I'm great at Photoshop version 3. I can take an object and cut it and twist it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Maybe layer.
Versus version 26, which I think is the current one.
Okay.
Mine just updated. I don't remember.
Got it. Okay. Because I'm at like 25.
Yeah. I think
I haven't
it's 26.5. Anyways.
Okay.
And by tomorrow it'll be 26.7 because that's what they're doing. There's so much more in that.
Oh.
I can do so much more with it.
Yes.
It has machine learning. It has AI. It has all kinds of things. It is wild what you can do with that version. I've leveled up.
Right.
Right. I've increased my skill set so that, again, as the software is progressing, I'm progressing.
So here's the thing that I'm going to say to that.
Yeah.
Every single time it upgrades or updates, there's new learning required and more action required on your part.
Exactly.
And it's easy to stay back.
I could have taken that gifting.
Yeah.
And I could have kept it at version 3 buried.
Right.
Right? Oh, I'm still good at it. And be blown out of the water by someone who's current.
Correct.
Like yourself. Almost. But the Bible's the same way, right? Like that's one of the things I love so much about this parable is it's the constant improvement.
Right.
And when you improve,
you have something new to work with and start with.
You have something new, but in the story, the master was impressed. You made him happy. You proved that his faith in you was validated.
Right.
Right? If you were the man who was given 5, the master would have been highly disappointed. If the man, he looked at it and went, that guy's got a gifting.
Right.
I'm going to give him 5 because he's got a gifting. I can see it. He's worked with me for a while. He's come a long way. He's got a gifting. I got to go. I'm going to give him 5. I'm going to give him the most control.
Right.
And then he comes back. What if he came back and the man with 5 did nothing? He buried it because all of a sudden he was nervous. Or he was complacent. What if he buried it because he was complacent? He wasn't scared. He just, Master, trust me. He gave me 5. I'm the top of the heap.
I'm already there. I got more than everybody else.
I'm gonna put it in this safe over here. Keep it safe. Because I got a lot. I got a lot to lose.
Right.
Right?
Oof.
And, what if the man he was given 1? What if he tripled it? Not just double, but he tripled.
Right.
Again, he didn't. That's not how the story goes. But
right.
Because the first 2 men had the trust and the belief of their master,
yep,
they leveraged that to do something great. Right?
Yeah.
And thus were rewarded and applauded. And the master came back. Like, I've had employees. Right?
Yes.
I have employees. I have people that work under me in ministry helps, but we're picking on employees today, so none of everybody else gets upset. See the way I walked that one back?
Wasn't even going to point it out.
Nope, I was.
You did.
You'll make people think, maybe, if they got this far. When you trust an employee and you give them some freedom and you give them a little bit more rope, when they surprise you because they exceeded what you expected.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's ownership, whether it's however you want to phrase that, whatever buzzword you want to use for that, fine.
Right.
But when you give them something, and if we're on a job and I say, hey, I need you to rip out that floor by the time I get back. Right? There's 3 of you. You're in charge. Rip the floor. I got to go check on 2 other jobs. By the time I'm back, I need that floor ripped. If I get a call at lunch, hey, Matt, we got the floor's out. Right. And I come back and the floor is not only out, but it's clean. And I don't have to get down on my hands and knees and pull staples.
Right.
Or chip mortar or whatever it is.
Right.
Man, I'm impressed.
Right.
Because in my mind, I gave them this and they did it. They shortened it or they got more done.
Or
however you want to look at it, right? They
accomplished more.
Right?
Yeah, in the same amount of time.
If it's, hey, we need to frame that wall. I'm on the other side of the building and I come back and it's done.
Right.
When I expected them to be halfway.
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Thank you. You guys are hustling today. Then I give them more. I trust them more.
You give them more
I
responsibility.
Utilize them more. I pull even more.
They have greater opportunity.
When we're serving God and when we're doing things for God and when we're doing things to share Him and again, not everybody's called to preach, but when we're sharing our Jesus with other people,
right?
When we're working in the church, when we exceed expectations, when we use our gifts and talents to further the gospel,
right?
You can't tell me that Jesus is not up there going, that's my guy.
And this is what I'm going to, just to that point, what I'm going to add is everybody's gifts and talents is different.
100%.
And you can never look at somebody else and be like, man, look at them. Like they're awesome and they're doing all this stuff. Who am I? Right. And because that becomes very easily to have that comparison.
It's not a comparison thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's talent, skills, and ability are different. And you can't look at it as somebody else is accomplishing more because they have a bigger
platform.
Right. Or whatever.
Yep.
But whatever God put inside of you, he has a very unique and special gift for you. And when you could almost, I don't want to say prove yourself, but take the starting point of that gift and put it into place and you're able to double it, there are other gifts that come out of it from there.
Oh, yeah.
And, I remember just real quick, when I first got back to church, and I was in my early mid 20s, I think at that point. And when I first came back, I'm serving the Lord. I mean, and I'm all in, but I am not going to be my first, assignment in the kingdom isn't going to be preaching or leading a prayer night, right? You have to start somewhere. And I remember one of the first things that I did is my pastor at the time got up and said, there's a funeral this weekend and obviously it is at the church and we just need a couple of extra people in the kitchen just to make sure the food is prepped, the kitchen is clean. So if I know it's a Saturday, I know it's a last minute, but if you're able to be there, I'd love for some people to help. So the first thing I did, I'm in. And you know what I had to do? I washed dishes. I was very capable of it. It was a small thing, but I was there to wash dishes and clean off the counters. Simple, but required. And from there, we would have a fellowship event.
Yeah.
And again, they needed people there to help serve the food. So they were very little minor jobs, but it showed my heart and I took a minor little skill. Your capabilities are far beyond what you can imagine, no matter how great or small.
Yeah.
Because from there, I then went into, and I would help with all the events. I would help clean up or prep ahead of time. And then eventually I was on the praise and worship ministry because I played the flute for years, right? But I started somewhere with something that I was capable of, deciding that if God gave me something, I'm going to use it for him.
Yep.
We all know how to clean dishes. We all know how to, maybe sweep or wipe up dust bunnies or cobwebs, right? All those little things. But you're not going to start on a platform. Yeah. I know a lot of people aren't even going to get to a platform, so that shouldn't even be a goal to begin with. But start with what you have. And when you use it and do something for the kingdom, he can further you from there and more and more. Now, the other thing that I'm just going to say real quick, and then you can finish up and go. But the other thing, and this is just a perspective of a mom. As a mother. God also put gifts and skills and talents in your kids that they're going to use for the kingdom.
Yep.
Sometimes it's small. Like sometimes it starts when they're younger. Right. But sometimes some of those skills and talents and abilities, they're not going to be utilized or come to fruition until they're a little bit older. But that is the importance about praying for your kids, asking Jesus about your kids, having that anointing so that you can see within your kids those gifts and those talents of who God created that child to be, because God created that child for him, not for you. He just gave you the opportunity to be able to raise his children.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. I'll circle back for a second because, again, you made a fantastic point talking about it's not about equality.
No.
Right? And in the parable, he made that clear. Jesus made that clear, right? The man who had 5 came back with 10. So he doubled, but he came back with 5 extra, 5 additional.
Yep.
The man who was given 2 came back with 4. Again, he doubled, but he only came back with 2. So it's not about equal giftings or equal, outward displays, right?
The way God views things is completely different than the way we view it.
Exactly. The other thing I wanted to say, though, was I pulled it up in the New Living because sometimes it's fun. He says something in the New Living that I think dovetails all of these together, right? To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, which is exactly what you were just talking about. And they will have an abundance, right? If you're faithful, you will have abundance, right? But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. And if you look at applying that to everything you're doing in life, right? Mm-hmm. If you're using your faith on it, Lord, use me. Lord, find a way.
Right.
I don't even know what my talent is or what my gifting is. I don't know what you've done, what you've put inside of me for you. But reveal it to me.
Absolutely.
Right? If that's at the bare minimum, if that's where your heart's at, God can use that. Mm-hmm. If your heart is not there, but more in the, God didn't give me anything.
Or, I don't want to do that.
Oh, look at us together. Oh my gosh. I had a conversation this week with somebody about a completely different topic. And the gentleman said one thing to me that we had a long conversation, but he said one thing that really stood out. And he was asked if he was going to be doing something in the church. And he said, I always brushed it off. I said, nah, that's not really me. And he said, God dealt with me on it and said, oh, so I can't use you then? You're going to dictate how I use you?
Oof.
Interesting. Well, then I definitely won't use you in that way. Versus, waiting and seeking God to say, hey, how are you going to use me?
Right.
Right? And I'll wrap it with this. I love there's a bunch of songs about it. There's a bunch of statements about it of, Lord, use me.
Right.
Who will go? Lord, send me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That concept has been a huge part of who I am, even though I don't verbalize it. Mm-hmm. But going back to, good Lord, and acquire the fire in 95.
Wow.
Right? In Hamilton, Ontario, of all places, at the Civic Center.
Oof. Okay.
I don't know if was ever called that, actually.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, most people won't know that anyway.
Nope, not a clue.
Nope.
But that's always been a thing, right? And in everything that we've done, even to this.
Right.
Right? I don't do anything I do because I want accolades or I want you to go, oh, Matt's got a podcast. Or any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's, if I can do this, if I can get on the phone and help that church with that tech problem.
Right.
If I can do this, if I can do that, cool. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
Right. In the conversation I was having the other day, it was the one thing that I know I'm called to do is this. Not this, but what we were talking about.
Right.
And if that's all I'm ever called to do, awesome. I'm going to do it really well.
Right.
If I'm called to more than that, cool. Show me.
We need to have a willing and ready heart.
Yeah.
And we need to, that whole Lord use me attitude, or it's not even a use me. It's a Lord, help me fulfill my purpose for what I was created for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, we are going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. As always, as you know, like, share,
subscribe,
do all that jazz. Otherwise, we will see you next week on another episode of The Matt and Fiona Show. See ya.
Bye now.